Grace and peace be with all of you. Please be seated. These words seemed to them an idle tale, and they did not believe them. In the Roman Empire, women were considered so unreliable that they were not permitted to be witnesses in any sort of public venue, a court case, or anything like that. They were considered temperamentally unfit, perhaps like a small child. So the disciples were following their society's norms about what and who to believe. And I think lingering in all of our minds this morning is what we actually claim to believe about this thing we call resurrection. And in the Roman Empire, it was very clear. It was a hierarchical society. Institutions were very strong, and it was clear who had the authority, who one should listen to, and who one should believe. But what's interesting is that our context, I think, is very different. I have heard countless times in recent years people say to me, it's hard to know what or who to believe anymore. And that's the world we're living in right now, I think. We are not sure if we can believe the media, believe the pundits, believe the experts, believe our institutions, believe our government officials, or even believe the church. It's not clear who and what to believe. And at the same time, on our social media feeds, there are all these voices coming at us from different directions, some of them often very loud. And we're not sure how to navigate that either, which ones to believe or not believe. And it's very discomforting. And so I think in self-defense, we tune our feeds, and the social media companies help us with this. We tune our feeds so that what we receive, the voices we hear, confirm what we already believe and exclude everything else. And that leads us, I think, to a very paltry sort of life and a very restricted understanding of the world and of ourselves. And what is so ironic about this reality is that we have so much more information than people did in the ancient world. I mean, honestly, if you know how to use Google, your access to knowledge is only limited by your time and the size of your brain. I mean, you can find out almost anything you want to know. And you can cram it in there until there is no more room for any more information. We have so much knowledge. But here's the thing. When we go to live our lives, when we want to know who to marry, or what job to take, or how we're going to survive cancer, or if we will, or maybe what the meaning or the purpose of our life might be. All of that Googled information is of no use. It doesn't help us. And so I think we're sitting in a world where we are drowning in information, and we are starving for wisdom. So here we are on Easter, and the topic is resurrection. So what does all this have to do with that? I think the tricky thing about resurrection is that you cannot get to an understanding of it through information. I think a lot of people look at it as a data point way back in the past, and somehow we're supposed to weigh its truth value. But those of us who have lived for any length of time know that life itself is a pattern of death and resurrection. The world of information likes to tell us first life and then death, and then that's it. And that makes sense. It's logical. I can buy that. But then, as I actually live my life, I find that it doesn't feel that way. I don't experience it that way. Life is a constant series of deaths. And out of those deaths comes new life. Jesus puts it like this: unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it cannot bear fruit. And that helps me a little bit. But I think unless you've had that kind of experience, then this idea of resurrection makes no sense at all. It is something that must be lived and experienced in order to understand it. I wish very much that I could explain resurrection for myself or to you, that I could offer you some sort of formula or equation or algorithm that would help set it all straight in our minds. I do not understand how God can take pain and suffering and death and consecrate it and make it holy and pull new life out of it. I don't understand it, but I can tell you that I have seen God do it. I have seen God do it in the lives of the people of this community. And I have seen God do it in other communities I have been a part of. And I have seen God do it in the hospital where I trained as a chaplain. And I have seen God do it in 12-step groups. And I have seen God do it in the lives of the people I hold dear. And I have felt God do it in my own life. There are many, many voices in this world telling you what to believe, and I will not presume to do that this morning. All I can do is to bear witness to what I have seen and known and believe, and that is that death does not have the final word, that life wins in the end. Life wins. Amen.